centuries later is when our story begins.
How is it that I might help you?
Is an individual.
Hey, we're
has
live.
like 11 burner accounts. For
We're
40
live?
points.
We're live.
Hello.
We're live.
We're
No
live
burner
talking
account
about
here.
burner accounts. Don't worry about it. It's probably fine.
It's definitely
From
legal.
back in the paranoia days.
Talking about the best ways to burn them.
Whoops. Hello, everyone. Welcome to System Agnostic, Chapter 1, Episode 2, Ins and Outrys. I am Steven, he, him, your humble GM for this evening. GM, for the uninitiated, is, of course, Gerblin multiplier. Don't worry about it. And
How long have you been sitting on that joke?
About a week. We ended last episode, and my brain immediately went to what's next week's.
Nice.
And
Hey, Steven,
Yeah.
can we make it a running gag that you come up with a different thing that GM means every week?
Not GM, but everything else that, every other acronym for the Game Master and Dungeon Master, and yeah, I'm ahead of you. I got it.
Cool.
But I'm not the only one here. I have friends, I think. I at least have prisoners, one of the two. And I will toss introductions to Erica.
Hello, I'm Erica. I use she, her pronouns. Today I'm playing Pudin, the Rakshasa wizard, Sphinx cat, that's super duper spacey and knows everything somehow. Let's jump to Angela.
Hey, I am Angela. I am playing Sai Kelvin. Her mother was a genie, and her father lived in a pineapple under the sea. No, he is a Triton now. And she is a cleric. I will pop this over to Brendan.
Howdy, folks. I am Brendan, or Breck. I don't know if you catch me. I use he, him pronouns. I play Indomitus, a centaur fighter who also uses he, him pronouns. His father was a horse, and his mother was also a horse. Somewhere down the human is a...
Right.
Okay.
What do you call it? One of the non-dominant traits?
Recessive.
Yeah, that. Whatever.
Recessive human trait.
Trait.
Humanoidism. You've heard it here first, folks. Humanoidism is a recessive trait for horses.
A rare mutation.
They can still talk, though. They were horses who could talk.
Right. Greater blasphemy.
Picture just BoJack Horseman.
Oh, perfect.
I'm done. Jeff, go.
Oh, shoot. Hi. I'm Jeff. I use he, they pronouns. I am playing a Ronway, who is an elven ranger who follows forest spirits in and out of the Feywild with his hot companion Ronan. And now I am stuck with this lot doing something interesting, maybe collapsing another cave. We'll find out from GM Steven.
We may find out indeed. As you may notice, Eloise Mahermbler, or Citizen Dr. Eloise Mahermbler, is a stagnant image today, aka Player Sadie is not with us, which means not only can I commit blasphemies against Quelmar this session, I can commit blasphemies against Eloise.
This is our incentive to not miss any sessions because
Oh, yeah.
we'll just wreak havoc on our lore.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't wreak havoc on your lore if you don't give me lore to wreak havoc on. Technically, it's just character creation.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to do that last week, wasn't
No worries.
I? Yeah, I'll do it next week.
No lore, only snore.
Only so. Anyways. But yes, Eloise is not here. Eloise is still part of the story. Just under my control at the moment. But that's not important. What is important is what happened last time. Our fearless band of adventurers found themselves deep, deep in the crust, in the earth of Quelmar. Around Quelmar. Because this is prehistory, y'all, and nobody thought they could stop me. Specifically, in a recently abandoned amphitheater that they found taken up by something called an Argons. A crystalline canid that was not very fond of trespassers into its territory. This created problems as they were looking for a young Rakshasa who was intruding on its territory. With quick work, they dispatched the beast. However, the beast wasn't alone. They met Marak, the Medusa, who had taken up residence behind the Argons. Assuaged by a promise of destroying the only known path to them, to the amphitheater, Marak let them go, and after some breaking of a mushroom and breaking of a cavern, our party led the youngling away and are making their way to Outrys. That is where our session ended last time, and more importantly, that's where the film ended, as we, again, do not start with our players. We start in the library. With Celeste. The projector is still up and the light half on. But Celeste quickly came to realize that the film didn't continue. There's more to watch. She knows that. This can't be the whole story, but this role seems exhausted. She's been searching the library a few days now, and while she hasn't come across the film yet, she has come across many, many books. None specifically on prehistory, but as we kind of come to her table in the library, we see a lot of books on deities, specifically ones that were thought to be around shortly after the Giving occurred in Quelmar. And the 6 prime deities and all the minor ones that came about. Were giving their gifts to mortals. Seemingly trying to determine both size and perhaps Eloise's deities. Especially with Eloise's very strong conviction that hers is the only one and should be addressed by But as she's kind of combing the shelves today, she finds another silver roll. Underneath it, old yellowed parchment, seemingly written long ago, but perfectly preserved. Pudin. Who is someone that Pudin would feel a strong enough connection to try to get a message to, despite the dangers of the chaos? A written one, no less. You are muted for me, my friend.
Sorry, someone not in the party or like...
Someone not in the party.
Yeah, that'd be Vulpin Winterbreeze.
And what would be a message important enough that someone would preserve it this long?
This long?
Mm-hmm.
A massive power is trying to hide the truth. It's blocking my vision.
It's a short missive, but one that comes with the film. It's Poudine's signature, clear as day at the bottom. A little concerned and confused, writing wasn't supposed to survive from prehistory. With so much happening and so limited record keeping. Everyone believed that anything written back then, the only way it survived was on the cave walls, not on parchment. Yet here it sits. Celeste quickly gets the paper to her desk, kind of being very careful not to crinkle or damage it, before going back for the film roll, putting it in the projector. And starting up the film once again. This one picks up very soon after our adventures left off. Joining them as they reach the outskirts of Outrys, or rather the massive cavern that houses Outrys. Lit by large patches of glowing lichen of all colors imaginable, Outrys is what constitutes for a bustling city nowadays. People running back and forth between tenements, trying to get their business done. Food kind of being sold in not quite an open air market, this being the middle of a cavern, but outside of any building. Mushrooms, and more importantly, crops from above. Rare down here. All being sold at the market. However, before you can really do any shopping, you should probably get the youngling back to his home. If that is your decision. What do you all do?
I don't know. We could just keep him.
I think we should get rid of this.
We
The child
shouldn't
should go
get
home.
rid of the child. We should return the child to where the child needs to go. Child,
Yes.
Okay, and where is that?
where do you
smarty
need to
pants?
go?
Okay,
Well,
good idea.
Well, need. Need is such a strong word. I don't need to go anywhere. Like, I could just go back to the amphitheater or go anywhere else. Or if we want me to be in a lot of trouble for running and wandering, we could take me back to Dad's. I don't want to go back to Dad's, but if we have to go back to Dad's, then I guess I go back to Dad's.
Tell us where
One
dads
day
are,
you'll have to
child.
go back.
He kind of hangs his head and just points to one of the bigger stone structures in here. You've all passed through Outrys when you were first getting this job. This is actually the inn, the place where you stayed the first time, and where Scythe, the black and orange Rakshasa, resides and operates.
Nice.
So it sounds like you don't necessarily want to go back, correct?
Well, if I go back, then Dad probably tans my hide for making him worry and hire adventurers, and so... No.
If you had a choice, where would you go?
The surface world.
That's rather ambitious for someone so young, are you certain?
Why would that not be certain? There's such adventure up there. Down here it's all clean the rooms, make the beds, fluff the pillows, don't steal that adventurer's spear.
So, rules. You're worried about the rules.
I mean, worried is such a strong word, but they're not fun.
Well, sort of glance at the others.
Well, it's great to have ambitions for the future, but I think we should probably be getting you home to the rest of your family before the rest of the Rakshasa family tans our hides. Yes?
Well, yes, you should
Yes.
probably not let that tan your hide. They are very, If they want your hide tanned, your hide will be tanned. You will feel
keeping
like
my
you're
hide.
wearing leather, when you're not wearing leather.
Okay.
That does sound rather serious.
Well, child, I feel like we should take you back to Dad.
Okay.
As Aranway said, it is important to have ambitions for the future, but for now you need to listen. And listen well. Learn your lessons. Listen to lessons. This is a lesson.
Oh, okay. I am listening.
Don't get lost.
I would love to. I don't usually have a choice in the matter.
Of getting lost? You always have a choice.
I
I'm
don't
saying,
think
like,
that's true. What are
he's
you
getting
teaching
lost-
this child?
He's teaching that getting lost is like a state of mind. I get it.
Getting lost is yes, Aranway. Correct.
Okay, he can learn philosophy when he's older. Right now, he needs something a little bit more concrete.
It's all in. So once you get lost in your mind, your training goes out the window, right? But you need to think before you get lost, you need to think about, where am I? If you don't know where you are, think about, how do I get to back to where I know? And then do that.
You should go back to
This
where
has
you
been
know.
a lesson.
Okay. I have listened to the lesson. Follow up. I don't understand the lesson.
I think the lesson is go home.
Okay. Kind of falls off Indomitus's back and starts waddling towards the inn.
We should probably make sure he's actually going.
Like escort and make sure someone's actually home.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Exactly.
probably need to
Yeah.
get rooms at the inn anyway.
that's probably part of the job description. I would think.
Also, just common sense. He is a child.
This is a child. Yeah.
That is
Okay, we're gonna
a
follow him.
Fair enough. Yes, you follow him back to the inn. He kind of pushes open, not a door. A lot of the buildings here don't have actual doors. The community is tight-knit enough that they trust each other. Within reason. But he pushes back the curtain, kind of waddles inside. You all duck in, especially Indomitus, who has to literally duck in to get his full horse body through the doorway. Not many centaurs underground. And much as before, you enter into the inn. The main room is a mass of tables. Some upright, some slightly less than upright, probably due to recent drunken brawls or the desire to change furniture orientation, as Scythe has been known to do. Speaking of, at the far back, you see a hearth kind of embedded in the wall, blazing fire, green and purple sparks drifting off occasionally. A bar sits at the far back with countless bottles behind. And kind of leaned up against it, half asleep on his hands, you see the black and orange striped Rakshasa, known as Scythe, who hired you. Just... Oh no, he is asleep. We do not want to wake him. I guess I come back later.
I just gently put my hand on his head. I don't think we should leave just yet.
Oh, but we can't do anything. He is such asleep.
Poudine starts coughing up a hairball. It's really noisy.
Oh there, Scythe.
Oh, Indomitus. Sai Runway, sorry. Pudin, and I am still going to just call you Eloise. The rest of your title is too much for my tongue. Especially this early, or late, whatever time it is.
What is time?
Youngling. And you watch as these green slitted eyes immediately turn on the smaller Rakshasa, who has taken up hiding behind one of Indomitus's front legs. Which, you know, horse leg, small child, it's not even close to working. And he just peeks out. Oh yes, hello, Dad. Youngling waddles out, just starts trudging over to the bar. You watch as Scythe leaning down is probably about the size of Pudin. As he kind of unbends and stands at his full height, Indomitus, he kind of rivals your height. Almost rivals the height of the room. Just reaches down, plucks the youngling off the ground, and sets him on top of the bar. You are hurt? Oh, no. Did you hurt anyone? Not intentionally, no. And Scythe just wraps one of his arms and brings the youngling to a massive hug. I cannot breathe! Please stop! Please! I cannot! Your fur is so... What have you been putting in this? No! No! You're a good kid. Just try to stay to the cavern for a while. Okay, Dad. Wash up. Dinner will be soon. Okay. Hops off the bar and starts jogging upstairs. You bring him back in one piece. I'm within days of accepting the job. I must say I am grateful. Surprised, but grateful.
Well, he's a smart kid. On his way around. On his own for a while.
And he knew how to hide from two very interesting individuals that could have caused him harm. But
Frightening monsters, one might say.
One might say. But he was smart and he was quick.
True.
Trained him
This
well.
is true.
He knows how to survive. If not, how to find his correct direction. But
One must know how to survive at such a young age around these parts.
we wish it were not so, but the chaos has other ideas, no? But let's not talk of what could have been and the problems one must prepare for. You are safe. You are back in Outrys, back in my home. And with a job done, that of course requires reward. Yes, you will have to give me some time to collect it all. I was expecting you back not for another couple days. I have it. I don't have it down here. In the meantime, food for the evening is on me, as well are your rooms. I have a monetary reward for you as well, but perhaps first, if I may be bold enough to suggest, some of you do look a little weary from the road. Looking at Citizen Dr. Eloise, who is clawed up and slightly flattened from her time with the Argons.
Only slightly.
Only slightly. Baths can be arranged for whoever wants them. Otherwise, I assume the rooms you were in before will suffice.
Yeah, that's where I left my old dirt before anyway.
I marked it with my set.
Concerning, we will have to clean that, but...
I don't need a bed. I can just stand.
We have place for you out in... Well, where you were before. Effectively in Domitus. It's not quite a stable, but it's kind of a stable.
It's like a really nice stable.
Yeah, centaurs are common, but they pass through enough that Scythe has taken the time to build a proper space for them down here. So your room, probably the easiest one to make sure is ready, but please let me know if I can be of other service, of food, drink, or bath. But in the meantime, pulls out 4 keys, because Indomitus doesn't need a key. Sets them on the bar. But again, you have my thanks. You will have my coin by the morning, I promise.
Okay. I pocket my key. I was like, well, okay, cool. I'm not in any rush to be anywhere else anyway. There's no other jobs lined up.
That perhaps may also be alleviated. Though in the morning, we had someone come in, a little hurried, a little... not wounded, excited, rushed. Asking about adventurers, people to brave the chaos. Most of us here, as you know, are not cut out for such business. The traders do what they need to, but we do not desire life outside these walls.
Then we shall rest and point us towards this person in the morrow.
Yes, they did.
Are they staying at the inn?
They are. They did retire for the evening, which is why I do not press you with the information now. I'd rather let them rest.
Good. We will find them for breakfast.
But for now, please. Kind of puts one hand over his heart, a little bow of his head, and heads off into the kitchen area to prepare any food that you may want for the evening. Anyone want to do something specific before bedding down for the night? Bath, food, drink, conversation?
Yeah, I'll ask for a hand, whoever they have, and a bucket of warm water and a brush.
What? Didn't you have a giant mushroom with you?
Yeah, I've still got a giant mushroom. I mean, it's not a whole giant mushroom. It is easy enough for me to carry, right? Mm-hmm. Just in my bag.
Yeah.
He's going to sleep with it in the stable.
Spread the spores everywhere.
Kind of.
Basically, if it's not big enough to put in the bag, I will loop it around the bag and sort of stick it in the side.
Yeah, somebody's had to loop it. It's definitely, like, you used your ability. You got a fairly sized chunk of the spotlight shroom.
Yeah.
You've kind of had to have it tied to your flank in order to carry it properly, but you've still got it.
All right, I will take a look at it to see if I can even make it smaller, maybe without breaking it, and try to turn it into a usable flashlight.
Yeah, you have to break it up a little bit. The size of it is non-functional to what you desire. However, I'm not gonna have you roll for this. You managed to make the proper cuts to have a size that it permanently glows. Just by the nature of you don't have the full shroom. However, its light is easily enough hidden that it's not going to be a hindrance to you in any stealth endeavors you may have.
Nice.
But you are very quickly met in your chambers by Scythe's other son. Soon to get his name, though still a youngling by birth.
Do we know there was another son, or...
You knew, yes.
Okay.
They were kind of like, why don't, maybe just don't come back. Maybe just don't bring my brother back, because why? You know, the usual older sibling not liking the younger sibling life right there. But helps you out as you need Indomitus.
Perfect.
Anyone else?
I would just set my very broken staff to the side. Be a little sad about it for a little bit. Maybe spend some time communing with Rian, and just gearing up for the next day. Getting the sense that it's not going to be as peaceful as it seems.
All right. Aranwe, Budin.
I think I'd ask anyone who works there. Like, hey, there's like a shop around to buy arrows at in the morning, right? Like a market.
Yes. Not quite the arrows you're used to, I'm afraid. Wood is a commodity down here. However, Rin, very good with metal and stone. Should have something that would still work for your needs.
Well, those sound like even stronger than wood. What is, like, are they more expensive?
Out of character. They're not more expensive. They're slightly more durable, but they do the same amount of damage. It's
Okay.
just they're less likely to shatter when hitting the hide of a crystalline canid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Out of character, it doesn't matter because I can't buy them anyway until they get paid.
Right. Poutine.
Other than that, I think I might. I'd probably like, take a bath on it if they have like any unscented soaps.
Yeah.
At least, okay, cool. I
I
don't want to
mean,
be tracked.
There's a slight scent to it, because
Oh, ooh.
it's not bad, though. Like, it's not overpowering. You think it'll be gone pretty soon after you.
Okay,
It's
cool.
mushroom scented.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll do a roll around the dirt in the morning if I have to.
Perfect.
But what do I do with Ronan? I don't know.
Ronan just chills on the edge of the tub unless you tell him to go elsewhere.
No. I put him in. I put him in my room.
What is Ronan again?
Ronan's a hawk. He's my
Okay,
hawk
cool.
companion. Yeah. It probably like help him plume his feathers the way that like bird owners have to do
Yeah.
on it, because the prickly parts get stuck before going to bed. I don't know. Bird people are weird. That's all I got.
All right. Poutine, anything from you?
She's gonna order whatever she can that's similar to ribs for dinner, and then go to sleep.
Yeah, you get ribs. I mean, they're from a lizard, but they're ribs.
Covered in barbecue sauce.
Close. Mushrooms.
Yes. Mushroom sauce. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, she enjoys her dinner and then finds her way to her room.
Anyone whose room is directly connected to Eloise, here's the constant for a while of the entire, like, a good portion of the evening. You're not sure what she's communing for, but she's doing something. But you all come to rest for, I keep saying evening, but what you assume is the evening. As you're underground. There's not even a sun to work with down here. Everyone's on their own internal clock. Yours hits time for sleep. And after a time, you feel it time to wake. What would you all like to do as you all begin waking up? Who do you... Actually, better question. Who thinks they'd be the first one downstairs?
I wouldn't be the first one downstairs. I would be the first one awake.
Well, you
I'll
never
find
went
an open
upstairs.
area and start doing some drills.
Okay. You step outside. It's quieter now. You're not sure if everybody else is on the same internal clock as you, or if now is just not a time for trade. But nobody is really out and about, giving you plenty of room in the main square to go about your drills. Who's next?
I'd probably be up pretty early. Maybe not as early as Indomitus.
Fire.
I don't know. I'd like to at least like walk around. If breakfast isn't, if I'm too early for breakfast, I'd like to go outside and take a look around at where the market's at.
Yeah, you get downstairs. Scythe lets you know that it's not going to be too long. 10, 15 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that means.
All right. Thanks. It's not enough time to leave, but I just might like go and sit outside with Ronan and take in the morning. Whatever morning there is in this underground cavern world.
Yeah. There's not a
Right.
proper morning with sun. However, you do watch as there's less activity out here. And in Domitus, you see this too throughout the course of your drills. The lichen seems to pulse a little bit. It's like growing brighter than dimmer. And then shifting colors throughout. Just a swirl of it. And then waves of color going through the cavern, almost like a light show.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd fixate on that, like whatever organic material I can, like try and coordinate my breathing with the pulsing,
Yeah.
the moss, to try and find some zen down here.
Yeah, you time your breathing, and known to you or not, the pulse of the lichen, the pulse of your breath, starts to match with the pulse of Indomitus's as he goes about his drills. And there's some harmony down here. Sai, Pudin, what are you up to?
I mean, Sai's actually probably.
Pudding is definitely the last.
Pudin.
You go first.
So Sai, what are you up to?
Sorry, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, Sai's. I just picture her like if it were modern times, she's the one that would press snooze on the alarm a dozen times and then just finally turn it off and go back to sleep for the next hour.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, internal clocks don't work like that, really. They either tell you it's time to get up or they don't.
Hers would tell her it's time to get up, so she'd wake up for 5 or 10 minutes, then decide, gonna go back to sleep for a little bit.
All right. At some point.
Okay.
As
Then
is-
when Sai had first gotten up, yeah. Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Go.
Yeah. Pudding gets up whenever Sai first got up, because she like heard someone else stirring nearby, and then just kind of like wanders around the inn for a while before getting bored and like wandering outside, wondering where like the rest of the adventure party is.
You step out to a quiet plaza and pulsing lights of the lichen.
She's gonna zone out staring at the lichen.
Okay. Sai eventually, as has been tradition since you've come to Rian's service, eventually, you don't get the choice. You just feel a cold splash of water across your entire body.
Probably not for the first time.
Oh, no. Every day. Every day. As Rian has now decided, now is when things should be done.
She's like, all right, I'm up. Slowly, somewhat grudgingly, gets ready, but we'll head on out to join the others.
Pudine and Aranway, I would like both of you to roll to discern realities.
Okay, can do. That is wisdom. Okay.
Okay.
10.
10? Okay.
7.
With a 7, you can ask me one of these questions if you wish, Erica. You don't have to. You can save it for a little bit.
What's about to happen?
Hmm.
I feel like that's a fitting one.
That's fair. You feel whatever show you're looking at is soon to come to an end. And when it does, judging by the smells coming back from the inn, you think Scythe will have breakfast ready for you all. Aranway. Usually you'd be able to ask me 3 questions. I'm having you roll a bit differently for this. You rolled a 10. This is going to seem weird, but please roll 2d6, add nothing.
Okay. Straight 2d6.
Straight 2d6.
7.
You're breathing. Pudine next to you is fixated on the lichen, and unknown to her, but more known to you as you're just in this meditative state, her breathing begins to line up with yours, and with Indomitus's, and with the lichen. And in this moment of perfect harmony, you kind of breathe in and look. And the light colors of the lichen seem a bit more harsh, a bit less natural. And then you blink and everything's back to normal.
This is Pudine next to me,
Yeah.
or like nearby.
Just standing there.
Pudine, I saw something strange in the caves yesterday. It was just for like a very brief moment. The Medusa creature. Just for like half a second, I swear, it turned into I guess an elf. It's like a small elven woman. And I don't know what that means, if it's some type of like illusionary magic in that cave. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
Well, I can make myself appear as nothing. So to appear as something else, yeah, someone could do that. That would be a lot harder, though. They're definitely stronger than me.
You ever seen like a round-eared elf before?
What? No, that's the thing about elves. They have pointy ears. That's their thing.
Yeah, it was just like an elf, but just like more rounded ears. It's not the most bizarre thing in the Feywild, but
That sounds pretty unnatural.
kind of freakish, really.
Yeah.
But it's just so weird being down in the caves, and it's like a forest in of itself, but with geodes instead of shrubs.
It's quiet. It's easier to listen to everything else.
I guess whatever you find growing down here has all this all the more meaning. Because it can be all the way down here and still thrive. Just stare at the moss.
The
Has just
show's
performed
about to
that.
end, though,
Poutine,
and we're breathing with the lights. Are we going to stop breathing?
Poutine says this and has this question, and the lichen still glows, but solidifies, ends its pulsing, and remains as it is. Now, Poutine, answer me this honestly. Do you stop breathing?
For a little bit, yeah. She's gonna forget how you forget how to breathe sometime,
Yeah.
and you have to consciously she does that.
Indomitus, you come to the end of your drills just as Scythe pulls open the curtain and pokes their head out. My friends, breakfast is ready, and I have your coin. Whenever you are ready. Sigh, you
great.
down at this point, just as they're pulling their head back in. Please sit. I will get your food and your coin.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Pudding, Indomitus.
Come in,
I'll head
Pudding.
in. Duck in. Yeah.
All right. Eloise is at the table. She has her food in front of her. She was already sitting when... We must give thanks to the true God before we can devour this meal.
How is that so perfect?
With me.
That's still a no.
Indomitus
just gonna
has started
start
eating.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
This is a normal
I imagine
occurrence.
Indomitus and Boudin share a look and just...
My brain glitched. I thought Sadie was here for a second.
Yeah, this is a normal enough occurrence that you all are just like, cool, she's gonna do what she does and we're gonna eat.
Yeah.
Heartier stew for this morning. Bacon upon request. Naan
Yes.
for any who desires it. Once you've all gotten a pretty good ways through your meal, Scythe steps up again, holding a box, lockbox, and sets it on the table. Took me a moment. This is more than we agreed upon, of course, but you did the job quickly. You did the job effectively, as my child is unharmed. And I am grateful for that. I will remember that, and I do always pay my debts. And you watch as they open up the lockbox, and a large stack of coin glitters back at you. There is enough gold in here that everybody earns 150 gold.
Whoa!
Nice.
How much?
150.
That's a lot of gold.
It's a lot of coin.
It's going to be very heavy.
Yeah, I don't play with coins weighing anything. Don't worry about that.
Oh, neat. Okay. Oh, we all recover hit points, right?
Yes, you slept in a safe place in an inn. You were able to relax. You recover all of your hit points. Sai, you were able to commune. And Poudine, you were able to study your spell book in the morning. Any spells that you had lost access to, you can regain, or you can change up the spells that you have known at the moment. Or Poudine, in your case, that you have prepared from the book.
Cool.
Oh, and remember, Sai and Poud.
So,
you level
sorry,
up.
when we level up... wait, I don't know how that works. Can you explain?
So
Again,
you
please.
can prepare a number of spells, I believe, equal to 1 plus your level. Because you leveled up, that's more spell levels that you can prepare. Also, the wizard's a little new for me. So you start with 3 first level, plus the cantrips. Whenever you gain a level, you add a new spell of your level or lower to your spellbook. So you can add a level 5 to your spellbook if you wish, and you can prepare up to 1 plus your level. Does that make sense for the two of you?
Alright, I have to go back to that page.
No worries.
Yes.
All right. Gold is before you. You divvy it up. You finish your meal before you hear a creaking on the stairs, presumably of whoever Scythe spoke of. Stepping down, kind of rubbing their eyes, not paying attention. You first see a mane of red hair, flaming red hair, fairly pointed ears and fair skin. Not quite normal hairstyle for a wood elf, but Aranway, you can recognize wood elves well enough. You all can. Unfortunately, you realize why you can, and that's because you know this one.
Oh boy.
This is
How do I know?
Einok has hired you all before, and nearly gotten you killed for very worthless things before. Kind of rubs their eyes, opens them again. Friends! Yes, 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 this is a good day indeed, friends! Adventurers, wanderers of the chaos! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Safe, food, all the food. Come, yes, please. Pulls up a chair to your table, squeezes it in between Indomitus and Sai, and sits in it backwards, straddling the
Why do you call us this? Friends.
We are friends, are we not? We've been on so many adventures. We've done so much together. Clearly the bonds of camaraderie have forged between us, no?
Well, the bonds of something.
I'll take it. So, friends, busy. Have you been hired yet? I doubt so. You wouldn't be relaxing here if you were already on a job.
Well, we just got off of one that paid off pretty well, so...
Perfect. Between jobs. That means you're available to hire now.
Yes, but our rate has gone up quite substantially since the last time we met. So
that's not a problem. No issue, of course. No, none. I need the best, and, well, yeah, you're here. So that'll do. Lovely. Just gives you all the biggest shit-eating grin.
Hey, Scythe, is there anyone else nearby who's hiring?
Yeah, I can check with the townsfolk, or you can, but, no, he is the only one I know of. Oh, come now, Indomitus. Don't be like that. You wound me, sir. What have I done to earn such disaffection?
I'm sure Indomitus has a list.
Where is that time with the big snake? There was the one with the
I did
that
not know
that
there was a
mushroom
snake
that almost
there.
ate us. There was that
I
time
didn't know it was alive.
when you accidentally stabbed me. Okay, that was a bad one, and I know it was an accident, but it was still you just need to be more careful. And then there was that time when do you remember that time when we ran into that group of like devil things and you just led us straight into them?
Well, yes, the devil things were rumored to be carrying a quite magnificent vase from ancient temples long past. I could not let them have it. They did not appreciate it. You all remember they also just straight up didn't have it when you were done with them. Listen,
There's a pattern of danger about you that I would like to avoid in the future.
I can listen. What is life but without danger? What are you but not traversers of this chaotic danger of a world we call Quelmar?
All I'm saying is whatever you've been paying us in the past was not enough for what you had us do. So whatever you've got in mind right now, triple that.
You see his face kind of fall a little bit. I can do that. I can definitely do that.
We haven't agreed to anything, but I will hear you out.
Wonderful.
Everyone else? Houdin?
I will leave if the danger becomes too great.
I'd like to know what the gig is first before I give a yes or no.
Oh, it's very simple. Just your standard run-of-the-mill. Escort me to a temple. Help me open the temple and protect me from any dangers inside. Very standard for your fare, I believe. That is, I'm new to the idea of adventurers. I know we've done this a few times, but is that not the adventuring way?
Maybe, so long as you promise to move at a reasonable pace, not like immediately like just faster than my walking speed, but slower than my running speed. And yeah, I can do an escort mission.
Of course. That can be done.
And this time you listen to us.
Yes.
When we tell you there's danger, you follow our directions.
Yes, of course. And I can promise that there will be that this will be a very
Spit it out.
I can promise you gold. I can promise you wealth. You can have your pick of any treasures we find in the temple, of course, with a small selection going to me, of course. But
Wait, it's the thing that you're not telling us that seems to be the loudest in everything you're saying.
It's a simple temple, been abandoned for presumably a long time.
But what's in there?
Who's in there?
I don't know.
Is it in that cave we just had to collapse?
You collapsed
because one of those caves we just can't go back to.
No, this is above ground.
And Dami too did. Oh, good.
Above ground?
Oh.
Yes, above ground.
Now I'm interested.
I miss the sun. That sounds good.
An above ground temple that you don't know what's in it. How did you hear about this temple?
Well, I was with some traders because they're the only ones who let me travel with them anymore. And we were passing by. We were passing through the center of the continent. I had just been to the coast, you see, trying to find these rare things called saltwater fish. I didn't find any, but I was traveling back, and I was trying to come here because there's a nearby amphitheater that is rumored to be recently abandoned due to beasts. I was hoping to steal some of the props from the show. I mean, reacquire.
Oh, you can't. We collapsed that tunnel.
Great. Not the problem anymore. But we were crossing through the center of the continent, and we came across a temple that is definitely there, and it has always been there. And I just thought, it would be a shame if nobody explored this temple anymore.
So you went to the temple already?
I went to the door of the temple.
So how do you know it's abandoned?
Well, the door won't open.
That doesn't mean there's nothing and no one behind it.
Well, that's why I'm hiring you, so that if there is something or someone behind it, you can protect my personage.
Okay, you said simple escort mission.
Yes.
A simple escort mission would be getting you to the doors of the temple.
Yes, that is the first part. That is the
and then walking away.
Part.
Okay, so 2. So now you've got us at 2 commissions.
Oh.
1, escort mission to the doors of the temple. 2, getting you into the temple. Second mission.
So we agree that that's one other mission, yes?
Getting you into the temple.
Getting you into the temple is another mission.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So then I assume protecting me in the temple is a third mission, yes?
3.
Wonderful. Definitely worth the tripled rates.
Then there's getting you out of the temple. That's going to be 4.
We don't
But-
need to
And
worry
getting
about
you back here. I guess we can get back here as part of the first escort mission.
Well,
I don't think
actually,
we
we
need to
can
move
just
back
count.
here.
I don't have to come back here specifically, especially if the amphitheater is no longer available. I am happy to go wherever you are trying to go after our time in the temple. Ergo, just you don't even have to think of it as escorting. Just think of it as I am following you to your next safe destination.
Perhaps with a small fee. And you do all the dishes.
Done. So we are
Okay, let's
yes?
talk cold hard cash. How much?
Oh, well, I had been thinking, 100 gold seems fair for a job of this, but we have, talked...
3 of them.
We have talked about 3 of these jobs, such jobs, so, I suppose 300 gold.
And is this money
Each-
that you already have, or is this money that you're expecting to find in the temple?
It is money
mhm.
that, I am owed.
By someone who
Much
makes
of
it a
it
habit
from
of
people
paying
in this
back?
town. I will be going to them after our conversation here, of course. I just got into town yesterday and fell very, very tired. So I immediately went to bed, of course. But I will be going to collect, and, it will be all the money I have in my pockets, but it is worth it for a temple.
Talk to us when your coins are in hand. And she's going to start, her bath.
Why are you so willing to spend so much money when you don't know who or what is inside the temple?
I mean, it's a the temple, of course, has always been there. But that means that there's so much culture in it, and history, and, temples aren't generally living spaces, so it's...
Historical and cultural artifacts.
Exactly, and those fetch a nice price depending on where you go, especially to those who wish to retrieve them. However, from what I cleaned of the outside, it's not a culture that we still see around. Ergo, they are just things.
You're rating it is what it is.
I
that
have
correct?
never pretended to be anything but what I am.
Okay. That's
Okay.
fair.
So, all right. You go over there. Let me discuss with the group. Let us discuss.
Oh, you want me to go over there?
Yes.
We're talking
while,
without you.
Oh,
while we discuss on whether we want to take this job or not.
Oh, of course. I will give you your space. He goes right behind Indomitus. Not, further away, directly behind Indomitus.
It's not that big of an inn.
I just maintain eye contact the entire time.
I back up a little bit so that my butt is right in his face.
That tail is a menace,
Oh,
sir.
are you still back there?
No, I was just
Okay.
heading to. I will go start talking to people about collecting the necessary coin that I need to pay you for this job. I will talk to you all later, of course. Yes. And he leaves.
That sounds like a wise use of time.
All right, team. What do we think? I'm thinking we get some gold up front, and then we agree to a cut of the findings in the temple.
I'm thinking he's still hiding something and just not telling us what.
Oh yeah, but we have to make. I'm sort of okay with that. I'm expecting that at this point. We just have to make the gold worth it.
I'm expecting nothing in that temple. However,
That's a good point.
it has been a while since I've been to the surface. And
That's
staring at stalagmites is starting to get weary on the eyes.
One benefit to the probable grim future is that I'm able to look into grim futures. So if you have time, I can scry a little bit, find some details on our hopefully not failure of a mission, but definitely trial. And
Interesting.
we'll be more prepared.
How does
It's an
that work?
excellent idea.
I need a reflective surface. I don't know if we'll actually find any here, like a puddle or a mirror. I'm
You
just gonna
have
take
to
a
like
second,
steal from Fey
what's a
magic to
mirror?
make that happen.
Scythe probably
just-
has a bucket.
Still water. Anywhere you can see yourself.
We could fill a bucket with water. I call over Scythe. Hey, Scythe,
Yes.
bit of a
Indomitus.
strange request for you. Could I just get a big bucket of water?
Of course. Drinking water or
Just clear water.
The cleanest you have.
yeah, it's a cavern. Clean is relative, but yes, I will see what the boys can find around. It will be done.
And then, do I spend points equal to the spell's level to cast it? Or how does that go again?
So you have to prepare your spells. Basically, you can have a number prepared equal to your level plus 1. So I believe 6 total. And it's not a number of spells,
that's
it's
just
a
I
number of
just
spell levels. So a 3rd level spell counts as 3 of those slots.
Oh, wow.
okay.
But you can probably change it again tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, she didn't prepare any spells yet today, so she's gonna prepare that one.
I'll let you do that.
Okay.
That's fine.
And then okay. So sorry, spells equal to level. It's gonna be that one. And then
Although you have something that makes visions through time only count for 2 of them, count as a 2nd level spell.
oh, you're right. Okay, hold on. So I just need a good way to track this stuff.
There is a button on each of the spell that is prepared, and it'll tell you how many spell levels you then have prepared. So basically, as long as visions through time is one of them, you can have up to 7 levels prepared.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
While Pudine is doing that, is anybody else trying to accomplish something else this morning?
Eventually, I want to go shopping, but
Yeah, I'd really like to repair the staff at some point.
I'm going with you to buy arrows from whatever place was suggested.
But first,
Oh shit. All right. Well, do the cast a spell first.
yeah, 13.
So I think
So
success.
visions through time succeeds, and you don't lose it. You can cast it again later if you choose.
Nice. So I have okay. So I can cast whatever's prepared until I like lose access to it.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Or until you prepare spells again and choose a different combination. All right. So, Pudine gazes into this bucket of water. To you all, it's literally this hairless Rakshasa staring at her reflection in a bucket, unblinking, unmoving. Pudine.
Have they seen the icon yet for my character? It's very important.
Oh,
And
yeah, we
everybody
can show that.
knows.
That's a thing we can show. That's Pudine. If you look at the roll 20, just the middle. Oh, you're on the wrong page. I don't move. This 'cause
I don't see
move
anything.
often. This is Pudine.
I have seen that.
That's so good.
It's the floral wallpaper that makes it.
Really,
Right?
it does.
Mhm.
There's a regality to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
A grim portent of what's to come.
Yup.
without your intervention. Pudine, you stare, and your reflection seems to pull away from you. Not as if it's moving, but as if a point of it has been grabbed and pulled back. You get tunnel vision looking into this bucket, seeing into the depths. You see fire, destruction. Your vision yanks backwards until you're looking at a purple sphere stagnant in space. And you know that this is the world on which you tread. On which you are but an ant compared to its massive size. And you watch as that world begins to pull in on itself. Flatten. Not flatten. It's shrinking, but it's not shrinking. It's all coming together. You can hear the screams of everyone, underground, above ground. It does not matter. Nobody is safe from what is occurring. As it goes to a tiny point. And then ceases to exist. And for a moment, that is all that is. Blackness. The stars around you begin to wink out. The moon's gone. And then your vision changes. The world expands, everything rewinding to a point until you are standing in front of this massive stone temple. Huge, bright-ish walls, darkened domes, and a massive black door. You can prevent this. The temple may be your only way to do so. Dealing with Enoch, unfortunately, might be your only way to do so.
She's gonna like slowly blink at the bucket. Okay. We need to go on the mission. It's the safest way.
You got that from a bucket? Did it speak to you?
Magical bucket. It doesn't speak it. I watched.
What did you see?
The end of everything?
What?
That's
It
not.
looked like everything just stopped
not good.
existing.
Ew.
You
But
mean just
if-
like everything to us?
everything that we know, everything that maybe we've ever seen looking up outside in the overworld. This
Everything.
existence, this plane at least, perhaps others,
So,
but that's only if we don't go on the mission. So something along with us on the mission would help prevent that somehow.
Okay, well, that's not a problem because we're going on the mission.
And we'll get
I
paid.
guess we are.
Apparently.
Oh, and something about fire. We need to look out for fire, so just keep an eye out for that.
Good to know. Look out for fire.
It's pretty
And a
hard to
big
miss
stone
usually.
temple.
I mean, fire is generally a bad idea to begin with, but
All right. So we take gold up front. We get another. Okay. How about this? How about this for the deal?
Some of the gold up front.
100 gold up front, each of us. 100 gold at the door of the temple. And then. Yes, Boudin, that was great.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes,
The
meow,
temple.
I agree.
Oh no.
And then we get a cut of whatever we find in the temple. So 200 guaranteed. And then another 100 guaranteed once we leave the temple. How about that? And
There's
a
a
cut of
very
whatever's
high
in the temple.
chance. There's a very high chance that the temple will be perhaps a portal or void of nothingness, perhaps filled with unimaginable horrors and no treasure. But we'll see what we can get.
So you're saying we ask for more up front?
We need to go so that we don't all die. I think that's a very good motivating point.
But how is
Fact.
us going to change that? I mean, there's
We'll
just
see. This is just what the bucket says.
You know what? That's a good button. We're gonna take 5 there because that's a great button in my mind. So,
What does the bucket say?
what does the bucket say? So, we're gonna take our bio break. Be back at whatever hour 30 it is, your lovely times, to see the continuation of this story. See you all soon.
I'm gonna pet a cat. I think
unknown centuries later is when our story begins.
How is it that I might help you?
Okay.
Hello.
Everyone stop talking about merch.
Or
Yeah.
don't. We can talk about merch later, though. That's
I
what
was just about to say what I absolutely need for merch, for Quelmar merch, and if Connor doesn't get it for me, I will riot. But Connor already knows my feelings about the merch.
We know you want a beer stein.
Yes, a pewter mug.
Pewter mug. One of the ones
Of
with the
course.
lids on it.
It
Like a
doesn't even
chimney?
need a lid. It just needs to be like a nice, like old-fashioned medieval style mug,
He'll hook it right on that. He'll make one just for you, bud.
just
Yeah.
for me.
Woot.
Just one.
All right. Before we dive fully back in, if you are watching and enjoying things, you can affect some things. We're not going to tell you what you can affect. We're just going to point you in the right direction. We got rewards, friends. Point redemption rewards. We know
Where'd
Jeff is
my
the
work?
only one with a metric fuck ton of points. But if you've got some to spare, I don't know.
Yay! Finally, I can influence the story.
And you're in it, so I'll let y'all figure that out as we go, though. First things first, we gotta drink. Thank you. Hydrate or dihydrate, y'all. But diving back in.
No, there's another one.
What are you doing, Brack?
Second. What are you doing? That's a good one.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Moving on. Just kidding. I mean, the last button we hit was, I don't know, that's what the bucket said. So, what are you all doing as Pudin has had this revelation for you?
Wondering why we're talking to a Rakshasa that looks into buckets.
Pudding.
Hi.
How much do you trust this bucket?
I'm magic. We've been on 6 adventures together. By now, you know I can do the spells from my hands. Sometimes they are the spells with my eyes, but you can't see what's going on.
But this is the first time I've seen you look into a bucket and say the world is ending. So
Same.
you can understand my skepticism, right?
Some portents are more grim than others.
All right. Look, if you trust the bucket, then
I
the
trust the
bucket
bucket.
is the answer.
Is what the
Okay.
bucket says really going to make a difference in what we're about to do?
Well, yes, because I had the option of leaving before, but now I don't, because that will be certain death. So now I have to see this to the end.
Okay,
So
feeling to decide
200
about the bucket.
guaranteed.
I'm happy for the 100 we got. It was a good idea going big up front. Negotiating.
100
just-
now before I leave, 100 at the door.
It just sounds
And
like
if you
this
believe
became.
me, avoiding... Yeah.
It just sounds like this became so much bigger than trinkets all of a sudden.
That's correct. If you believe me now, going is also avoiding certain death, which I would like to do.
Oh, we're definitely going.
And if we save the world, then there's an extra 100 gold for it.
All right. Shall we go find that dude?
He can find us.
Good point.
And then Pudine's gonna go take a nap by the hearth. My work's done here. Peace, y'all.
I stared at the bucket.
That's all I had to do today.
I stared at the bucket and now I'm done.
I am pooped.
All right, Pudine's taking a cat nap. What the rest of you doing?
I'll call Scythe over. Scythe!
Yes, my friend.
First off, wonderful breakfast. As always, incredible. Truly great. Best you can get around here. I really love exactly how you do the mushrooms. Like, I know mushrooms are the main staple food around here, but your mushrooms, very good. Very top-notch mushrooms. Also, I would like this bucket.
You would like the bucket.
I would like to keep the bucket. Now, you may not have known this, but it is a magic bucket. It is a magic bucket, so I am willing to pay you for the bucket. I will give you 5 gold for the bucket.
I cannot say no to an offer like that. I graciously
All right.
accept.
Thank you. They say, look, this bucket will save the world. According to the bucket. The bucket says it's going to save the world.
If the bucket says it will do it, in your hands I have no doubt.
Hey, Pudine, is the water magic too?
She's gonna like squint at you, like angry that you woke her up. Like, no, wait, what? Did you just buy the bucket?
Yes. The bucket has told the future. It is a magic bucket.
I told the future using the bucket.
Yeah, Pudine, I don't think he understands how spells work.
Here's the gold.
That's okay.
So,
And then
She's gonna go back to her nap.
water is not magic. Okay. Ooh! Indomitus drinks all of the water.
yeah, okay. Yep, that's fine. Moving on. Sai and Duranway.
I would still like to get my staff repaired.
Very simple.
I imagine we're going in similar directions in that case.
If you bring
after
that
I'm
up
done,
to... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, after I'm done my water, I will catch up with them as they go shopping.
All right. If you bring this up to Scythe, he will mention, if you are going traveling, stuff is easy to fix, relatively, down here. Not a perfect fix, as I was telling your friend last night. Wood is a commodity that we do not often get, and less often use for, well, and just motions to the fire where wood is literally burning right now. Things that are not that. However, if they cannot fix it, Rin or Rusko perhaps will have a way to replace it, if not fix it.
Okay, thank you for the info.
If you are going traveling, I also might recommend visiting what passes for a general store of ours. Basic supplies if you need it. Perhaps also Josefina's. She is our herbalist. Any potions and poisons. That is her domain.
Alright. Thank you.
Of course. I wish to only see you prepared.
Especially since we're traveling with somebody who now thinks a bucket is a magical god.
That, and if you think the bucket and or yourselves are destined to save a world, it's important.
It's news to us too.
I'm adding it to my inventory.
Please do. It weighs
Magic
something. It's a
bucket.
Your name, Magic Bucket.
No, actually, no. It weighs 1.
There! Good thing I am strong. Details. Bucket that tells the future.
Yep, all of that is correct.
It's canon. He wrote it down.
He wrote it down. But the three of you step outside, Indomitus still chugging the water. And you find obviously having listened in, Einok, just casually leaning against the wall, just... Oh, yes, hello. Did you come to a decision about our impending partnership?
Impending?
I mean, I would not presume, but again, the Forge of Adventure was forged, the bonded between, yes, we are friends. I did not overhear anything. So yes, we're doing this, or are we not?
As long as you don't mention the bucket.
I would never mention a bucket that tells the future. So anyway, your terms, your gold terms. I happen to pulls out a piece of parchment and just unrolls it in front of you, right on the ground, right on the cave floor. I happen to just randomly have a piece of paper. Oh, look, a contract of employment. Very important nowadays that people want to kick me out before the job is done because of my voice or other things. Just happens to be written up. Just happens to be there. I didn't just write it. So yes, you will escort me to the temple. You will help me do what is necessary to open the temple door. That is a second engagement, as you pointed out. And you will keep me alive inside the temple.
Great. We want 100 gold now. We want 100 gold at the door of the temple. And then we want a cut of whatever we find in the temple.
That seems more than fair.
Each. 100 gold each.
That seems more than fair.
You're leveraging a lot on this.
I mean, it's an ancient temple that's always been there, so it has to have interesting things, good things, I suppose.
Do I believe him?
Roll to discern realities.
Oh god, what is that?
Wisdom.
Okay. Is that just a 1d6?
All rolls are 2d6.
Okay.
Plus your wisdom modifier.
Got it. Okay. So, 12 total.
12 total. All right. You get to ask me 3 questions from this list of what happened here recently, what is about to happen, what should I be on the lookout for, what here is useful or valuable to me, who's really in control here, what here is not what it appears to be.
Oh. 3 of them?
Yep.
Okay.
You can also hold on to them if you feel the need.
Okay, well, the last one popped out at me. What here is not what it appears to be.
Roll 2d6, don't add anything.
God damn it. That's 9.
9. Okay. Okay. What here is not what it appears to be. 2 things pop out at you. 1, he more than likely does not have 200 gold for each of you. Two, he keeps focusing on the temple has always been there. That phrase has come up 3 times now in the conversation. You're beginning to doubt the legitimacy of those words. Also, his ears look weird for a second, and then they're back. That one's probably just a trick of the light. You're getting really confused about everything. Also, you got woken up this morning by a bucket of seawater. Or whatever Rion dumps on you every morning.
That is fair.
So that's probably just a trick of the light.
Okay. And there was one other in there that...
A repeat of the questions for you. What happened here recently? What is about to happen?
That.
What is about to happen is... you are hopefully going to sign the contract, as far as he's concerned. Although you are pretty sure he does not have the required amount of gold. If you sign this contract, he's gonna get a win, is the best way to describe it. You're not sure how. You're not exactly sure, like, in what fashion.
This is gonna sound really weird or crazy, but Sai's mom is basically a genie from the water plane. Would she know a little something about contracts?
Jinn don't generally work in contracts, as contracts are a lot harder to work around than verbal agreements.
True enough. Okay.
That said, you have one more question, and if you don't like any of those questions, depending... You can ask me one that's not on here. I am at liberty to be more vague with my answers for any question that is not on here.
Okay, there was one other. I don't know if I should hold it to ask later or if it should be now.
Up to you.
You know what? Yeah, we'll do it now just in case there's something. What was that one? Something about the control, being in control.
Who's really in control here?
Yes.
All of you.
Okay.
He's got no leverage. He's got no...
Okay.
You have the only adventurers who will talk to him at the moment. He's got nothing right now.
Then, after that, Sai is immediately going to turn to Indomitus and say, I don't think he has the money you think he does. And going to turn back to Einok, was the name?
Mm-hmm.
How long has the temple been here?
Oh, I mean, it's always been... I mean, I can't imagine when it was abandoned. I mean, who really keeps track of that sort of thing? But it's always been there as far as I've been traveling.
Why are you so insistent on that fact when it was never in question to begin with?
I mean, it's a fact. Facts should be clearly stated and conveyed between potential parties in a binding agreement.
Repeatedly in a pleading tone?
I mean, I can't help the tone that comes out of my mouth.
Yes, you can. Everyone can.
Fuck. I mean, okay, maybe it hasn't always been there.
Okay. It just appeared out of nowhere one day, and you just didn't want to tell us this?
I mean, maybe it wasn't there when I was traveling to the coast, but was there when I was traveling back from the coast.
Pudin will spend the rest of the conversation just intently staring at Einok.
When did you get here? Jeez.
She had already been staring for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, he He just notices as it's like, oh, you got me. Oh, God, where the hell? Oh, by the 9.
We're not signing any contract unless you can be totally upfront with us. And even then, I'm not sure I trust you enough. We'll keep our end of the bargain. We always do. You've seen that.
One
That's
of you
true.
did threaten to leave when it got too dangerous, so I have to be cautious.
That's because we have life preservation, and that will supersede any contract, regardless.
That's not
Because whatever
true.
bad happens in the contract won't be worse than our death.
Can I inquire, have we ever been required to sign a contract before with this guy?
Not on the first few. The last one he tried, but he backed off. Mainly because you all had the argument of, we've done this before. We're not going to leave your ass in the middle of the woods. We're going to do the job. This time seems a bit different. He's a bit more insistent.
Can we just read it?
Yeah. Looking it over, there's not a gold value attached yet because that was still in negotiations. But the rest of it basically states the conditions that you put upon. You will escort him to the temple. You will do anything necessary to get him in the temple. And you will keep him alive while within the temple. He has left off what Indomitus perceived as a fourth job of getting him out, because that kind of qualified as keep him alive in the temple. And then at that point, if you wanted to leave him, he seems to not be putting that in the contract, though you're pretty sure he will just try to follow you wherever you try to go after that until there's a safe place to stop. In return, he will pay you the agreed upon amount in installments to be agreed upon. And just the added condition of you will not leave him at a random location to die. You may run. You just also have to make sure he's running with you.
Or we strand him in a place where he languishes for eternity but never actually dies.
Mm.
He didn't put that on the contract.
Ramway doesn't need to read the contract. All right. Listen, pal. I have dealt with enough fey creatures in my time to know that contracts are no bueno. Everything I do are verbal agreements.
They're
I do what
bad
I need
news
to do,
owlbears.
and you do what you need to do.
You must understand, I'm sure you've also dealt with enough fey creatures that trickery is top of their bill, even and especially with verbal things. Whereas Jinn are similar, if you can believe it, refuse to sign anything because, well, if they do, then they have harder times finding loopholes.
What are you insinuating about my mother?
What am I insinuating about your mother? What does your mother have to do with this? Is your mother a Jinn?
And if she was?
My statement would still stand, as it's not directly against your mother. It's a tendency of Jinn that I have dealt with.
Not all Jinn.
I didn't say all Jinn. I said a tendency of Jinn that I have dealt with.
Okay. We're done here. We're not talking about this topic.
We don't have to. I didn't want to. But all of this to say, I am bound by the rules in the contract as well. I will be signing it from my end to pay you the agreed upon amount and to give you the agreed upon cut. I will not be able to go back on my word. And it's not as binding
Even
as
Pudine
a
can't
contract.
watch this.
I have no magic. You know this. That's why I keep hiring adventurers. I have no magic to fully bind you. But it shows commitment on your end, commitment on my end. And should something be broken, it gives either of us recourse to go to a manor of authority in any town and see that dealt with.
And what commitment was there on our end when you accidentally stabbed Indomitus?
Listen, there was a Geist, I had a knife, I forgot they were incorporeal, and I stabbed. Indomitus was on the other side, ergo, let's go into horse flank.
And the mushroom that nearly ate us?
I didn't know it was alive. Nobody could have known it was alive. How was
And
I supposed to know that the Chamber of the Living Mushroom actually had a living, sentient mushroom?
And you still want us to sign the contract?
Yes.
To be clear, a runway is confusing fey creatures with devils.
The Fae are also tricky, but they tend to verbal contracts.
The devils are the ones who do the contract.
Devils do the physical contracts.
Yeah, so this wild red-haired guy is demanding a contract.
I don't know.
I choose not to sign.
Look,
I will follow Pudin.
I will sign it first if that leaves comfort.
No,
not-
we'll do the mission, but I'm not signing.
Why do you want us to sign a contract?
As I said, physical recourse, a physical document that I could bring to someone should you not hold up your end of the bargain, holds me to it, and he's gritting his teeth in that. As I have had companies say I am flaky with payment and the like, and I want to be more forthcoming with those I hire. But that's a two-way street.
What does it say about the temple again? We have to protect you while we're in the temple?
Yes, you keep me alive in the temple.
In the temple.
I mean,
Barring-
I have to be
I mean,
alive
what if-
when we enter the temple. So that kind of means protecting me on the way to the temple. Though technically, yes, I am leaving out at your discretion, escorting me back to a town.
Where's your pen?
I have a quill and ink right here.
Okay. And then Pudin's gonna act like she's about to sign, but then she's gonna add a line to the when he's being protected in the temple part, add barring actions that would incur certain death for the adventurers.
Do you sign afterwards, or do you just make that change?
I'm gonna sign afterwards.
Oh, yeah, okay. Technically, yes, that is fair. That is fair. That is harsh, but fair.
Not harsh.
It is harsh.
My life is worth a lot more than 100 gold.
I agree, but I think never mind.
All right, Pudin, hand it over.
I didn't know you knew how to use a quill.
Of course I know how to use a quill. I was a general in an army. I know how to do some things. And I will write another line in quill underneath where it says, in the temple. I will say, excluding any portals within the temple that may lead to places that are not the temple.
Also, very fair.
I thought you were the general's horse.
You know I'm a centaur.
Damn.
I led an army of centaur.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I am good at what I do, Pudin. I am good at what I do. Dip.
Eloise
Scribble.
kind of jumps up after you finish your scribble. The one
City
true
doc?
God demands it. and signs her name very... It takes up an entire line on its own. You think she's writing another condition? No, it's just her name.
Yeah.
And hands it to
Is that the signature? Just ha la la la.
Yes. Goes to hand it off by Aranya. Play.
Okay, before I sign, does anything like seem off about this person that we've worked for before? Is this like the same old crackpot that we've worked with, or is this like weird?
Roll to discern realities.
Okay. 8.
You get one question.
See what they are. What here is not what it appears to be.
Roll 2d6, add nothing.
Okay. 4.
What here is not what it appears to be. He appears to be... He's not as confident with this. You're not sure he really knows what's in there. And actually, with the revelation that it appeared on his way back and he hasn't been inside, he's got no idea what the hell's in there. He's taking a giant gamble. Maybe it's worth it. He seems to think it's worth all this energy.
Okay. And he seems like his usual self. This isn't like a
yes,
devil in disguise thing.
I will also give you, if it is a devil in disguise, it's a damn good disguise.
Okay. Again, he knew the contract thing. Okay, this is a change of pace from how we usually work, but yeah, I'll sign it.
Sigh.
Okay. Actually, so everybody else has signed it by now?
Yep.
All right. We'll see if this works. She is going to close her eyes, touch the symbol on her armor, and she's going to think. She's not going to say anything out loud, but she's just going to think. Ryan, I'm here to keep these people safe and alive. I don't know if this is going to do that. I don't know if this is signing their death warrant or if this will keep them alive. What am I supposed to do?
According to the precept of your religion. I guess I never asked. What
the precept?
Versailles.
Um,
When you choose your deity, you choose their domain.
Yeah, and I do have healing and restoration as their domain. Let me look up what's the info I had on that.
What precept did you choose?
I chose your religion is cultish and insular at petition gaining secrets.
Okay. So to use divine guidance, you're trying to gain secrets.
I suppose.
You are granted useful knowledge or boon related to your deity's domain. Healing and restoration in the idea of sequence.
I thought it was an interesting combo.
Yeah. You petition your deity according to the precept of your religion, according to cultish insular gaining secrets. You're granted some useful knowledge. Okay. This temple is not ours. It holds much. Much of it meant to remain unseen. The elf is right. The temple did just appear. Recently, in fact. But it is older than even I. And that's all you get.
Okay. Gonna look Inoc in the eyes one last time. Don't screw us over.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Oh, I'm sure you've dreamt of it, but don't do it.
Dreamt of nothing ever.
Wait, really?
I am an elf, I trance, we do not sleep, and therefore rarely dream.
It's true.
Good to know. And she will sign the contract.
Very quickly, he takes it from you, signs it himself, pulls out a lump of slightly melted wax and a stamp and a seal, puts the seal like on it and stamps it with the seal, and you watch as the contract glows and then calms. Right, that is binding now. Thank the gods. That was like pulling teeth. So, we are probably going to want to get started soon. You will probably want some stuff. Who knows if and when we'll come back here anytime soon. It's going to be very difficult. I don't know how to get everything we need. The moon is a tricky one. I'm thinking it's more symbolic than literal. But...
What do you mean you need the moon?
Oh, right. So, part number 2, you will do what it takes to get me past the door. The door requires 4 things to open it. It requires very simple, run-of-the-mill things. I mean...
God, I hate this guy.
I'm
By
just saying,
the 9s.
we could just leave him to, for eternity. He won't die, but he'll wish he was.
You will have to do that in the temple.
What'd you say he did with the contract?
He basically stamped a seal into it, and you watched magic overtake it a little bit.
Okay. Like not any kind of recognizable magic.
You think it's a magic of the item and not a magic of him.
Okay.
Also, I should mention, the seal is gone. Like, burns to ash as he pulls away.
Oh, it burns.
How old do you think this temple is?
Once again.
I had to. You made 3 things of 1 mission.
No, really, how old do you think this temple is? Do you even know?
I have literally no idea.
This doesn't seem like a person that would know.
Okay. Let's get the 4 things.
Right. So what we need is well, this one's easy. We need the heart of a volcano, active and angry. We
What?
need magic, unfiltered, pure magic, frenzied, free, as it put it.
What kind of door is this?
It says we need the moon, the bright one, not the normal one. Monkair. And we need them. Oh God.
What?
I physically go up and
Endorsement of
remove
Well, we
God?
already
the
have
hands from
Citizen
his
Dr.
face.
Merhermbler.
We need
the
what?
blessing of a literal god.
That one should be easy. We have 2.
That should be the
That
easiest
sounds
one.
like the easiest one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You don't just. Okay.
Merhermbler can do that like now.
She will be doing
We've
that
got it.
forever now.
We've got the blessing of a god.
Wonderful, easy than the rest. I mean,
So a moon, a heart of a volcano,
yes,
and magic.
yes.
Oh, jeez.
Is it saying that we need like the whole moon or just like a small splinter of it?
It was not specific.
The contract didn't have a time limit, right?
Yes, it did. Pulls the quill out and tries to write on it. The ink
Hey!
doesn't stay on the
Too
paper.
late. No take backsies. We already
Oh.
signed.
Don't worry. The ink does not stay. As he picks up the paper, the ink just runs off.
Neat.
No one's
Let's find
amending
some
the
other. Let's find some other gigs first.
I mean, there's no time limit on the contract, but there might be one on Pudine's vision.
This is the main quest that we avoid for the entirety of the campaign. On
You are welcome to.
Oh, Lord.
I will not be responsible for the lengthening of the campaign because of it.
Oh, jeez.
Side quests.
You can do whatever you want.
As we watch the world explode.
Yes. Well, implode
Yeah.
and vanish.
Ah, jeez. All
I'm
right.
just gonna go get my staff fixed. That's all I care about right now.
Ronway, you want to go find some arrows?
More than anything.
All right. I'm gonna go look for a magic item.
James
Potions?
stopped paying attention for 5 minutes and is wondering why the world is imploding. Whoops.
James, it's because the magic bucket said so.
True facts.
Executive dysfunction.
Couldn't handle
all right.
the pressure.
Are there any magic sales people around? Salespersons?
Are you asking him, Scythe, or the GM?
The GM.
You are not aware. Nobody specializes in magic in this town. It's not big enough. Aside from maybe if you count potions as magic, in which case, Josephina.
I can't put potions into my spear.
Your
They
best
have
bet
poison,
then would
too.
probably be the equivalent of a general store that is here.
Yeah, let's hit the general store.
Right. Are you going there first? Is everybody going there?
What y'all want
If
to
they
do?
sell
to the
arrows,
general
yes.
All right.
Did we get the 100 gold that we were promised up front?
He gives you 100 gold.
Just
there's
you.
Enough for everybody to have 20.
Yeah.
No, I said each.
The contract.
That's in the
did
contract.
not.
Oh.
Gosh, darn it.
Also, in case it wasn't clear, Sai, the fact that you now have to find 3 to 4 things to get the door open, that was his win. He
Kinda
got
had
you
a
to
feeling.
agree to that without
Yeah.
adding more.
One small favor.
Yeah, it's just a small thing. All right.
This guy's not a devil. He sure is aspiring to be.
So, Indomitus is headed to the general store. Aranway is going because he thinks he can find arrows there. Pudin and Sai, are you also heading there, or where are you heading?
Where is the place that would repair the staff?
You want either Rin's or Rusko's. Scythe informs you that they're both next to each other, so if one can't do it, it's just go next door.
Okay, I would head there.
Okay, Pudin,
Potion store. Herbalist.
going to Josephina's.
Oh, could you pick up some potions for me as well?
From the
Some
potion center.
healing potions would be great.
Sure.
Oh,
Thank you.
should I actually go with Pudin first then? Because I was also going to head there to look into a healing potion or two.
Sure. Should be quick.
You think?
It'll split the party less.
Nothing bad ever happens when you split the party.
Cool. Which one we doing first?
Let's start with. I need to do some work on Indomituses, so let's start with Pudin and Sai in the herbalist. You head to a smaller hut fully carved out of the cavern wall. You see there is kind of a space between the ceiling and the roof of the cavern, like a pretty decent sized one, where just all different kinds of fungus and lichen and other cave growing plants are beginning to thrive. You smell the aroma of cooking food, yes, but also reagents blending together and heat being created from that combination. As you head to Josephina. As you kind of pull the curtain back and enter, you see a small halfling woman, gray hair pulled back into a severe bun, spectacles on her head as she's just muttering, "Oh, okay, 1 pinch of iron root. Iron root, where are you?" She does not appear to have noticed your entrance.
Hi. Did you need help? Sorry?
Who's there?
Sorry.
Where are my glasses?
Oh. Do you want me to help you find them? We can try to find them.
That would be lovely, dear. Thank you.
I will look for the glasses.
They're on her head.
I'll actually just walk up and very gently just put them.
Oh, there you are, dear. Very blue. Not a lot of cave-dwelling blue things of people. There are the
Sure.
dark elves, but they are purple, not blue, so they don't count. Welcome, welcome, new visitors. What can I do for you? I am Josephina. I can make you tinctures. I can make you potions. I can make you poisons if your goals are a little less than perfect, shall we say?
I was looking more on the end of healing, not so much hurting. My companion, Pudin, is also here, and I just step aside so she can see Pudin.
Oh, hello, dear. Very pink, no hair. Much better.
Much better.
Very pink, no hair.
Much better.
That's so good.
Yes, healing. Healing potions are very easy to whip up. No problem, no problem. Let's see. They are a bit on the more expensive side. I do apologize, but even down here, ingredients for healing potions are not easy to come by, I'm afraid. But I'd say 50 gold per bottle. I can Have a few whipped up whippity snap if I don't already. How many were you looking for?
I was just looking for one for me. Kadoon?
I'll take 3.
Wonderful, wonderful. 4 then. I suppose I have them.
I'll add one more into that. I'll ask
Oh.
you to pick up one for me. So
One of those was gonna be. I was gonna have 2 for Poutine, 1 for Indomitus.
that works for me.
Perfect. She kind of hops off the little stool she was sitting in and begins stepping barefoot across the ground. Right. Dear, I do have 4. Yes, that's fine. I can do that. I should also mention I have salves that would also work for healing. Less expensive, less helpful. But
Oh yeah.
if you have more time wherever you're going, salves will also do the trick.
How much are those?
Let me see. These poultices and herbs are merely 10 coins for a batch. Each batch can be used twice before its healing properties are used up.
Oh, give me 2 of those instead of the potion.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have 2 salves as well. Sorry,
Okay.
it was 10 each?
10 each, yes.
Yeah, I'll take 2 of those as well.
3 potions, 2 salves. Wonderful, wonderful. 4 potions, 2 salves. Yes, wonderful.
I'm sorry, what's the difference between them?
So potions can be used mid-combat instantaneously, heals 10 hit points, or a debility, your choice, or drinker's choice. Poultices and herbs heal for 7, but it's slow. It's not a combat thing, it's a post-combat thing.
Okay. Then I think I would take one of those as well.
3 batches of poultices and herbs. Very well, very well. Pulls out a box. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4 healing potions. Picks them up and very gingerly sets each one on the table that she had been working on. I will have to go upstairs to harvest the herbs for the poultices. 1 moment, please. Heads upstairs. A few moments later, comes out with 3 kind of little packages that you assume contains what you need, and sets each of them on the counter. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 1, 2. I believe that is 200 gold for the lot.
So Poutine's gonna cover hers and Indomitus's stuff.
All right, so that is 150.
Cool.
So it kind of depends on how you divvy everything up.
I just want the 2 salves.
I
already have 2 potions, so I don't think I need another if they're that expensive.
Oh, I mean, if either Sai or Poutine are good at math, she's definitely underselling it right now. She is not good at high math.
Oh. Altogether. Yeah, I think it would have been expensive. Okay, that's fine.
So, technically speaking, you're paying for the potions. 150 for the 3 potions for Poutine, 50 for Sai's, that's 200. She did not put in the salve and poultice in it. Or if she did, she miscalculated the potion. You're not sure how she arrived at the number, but she arrived at the number.
It's a freebie. I'll take it.
I will give the 10 gold for the healing salve.
Plus the
That's
50
fine.
for the potion. Okay. She takes it. Wonderful. Yes, that looks like quite enough. Thank you. Puts it in her box. Pleasure. Can I do anything else for any of you?
No, I think that was it. You
You haven't? Yeah, I think that's about it.
Wonderful. You may add your... If you go to the information section, the compendium of Roll20, you can search healing potion and poultices and herbs and add enough to your inventory.
Okay.
Now, I already have one healing potion as my starting equipment. Do I just change the quantity then?
No, because each one has its own weight.
Okay, gotcha.
Mine says weight 0.
Healing
Oh,
potions
yeah, mine
might
does
also
too.
not weigh anything. So yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay.
Cool.
I know this game, guys. Promise.
Yeah. We're all very well versed in all of the rules.
Poultices and herbs, however, do carry one weight each, so do bear that in mind. Pudine, if you're just going to give it straight to Indomitus, you can add the poultices and herbs straight to your sheet instead.
Okay, cool.
And with that, as you two depart Josephine's, we will hop to Aranwe and Indomitus. You enter a much bigger building. And by bigger, I do mean wider. It seems to go into the cavern, like the cavern walls itself. But you step in, there's a little ding, 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 ding. Hello! Welcome! Hello! As a little goblin hops over the counter he was standing behind. And
Hello
runs
there.
up to you two. Hello, welcome to Villia and Squawks. I am Squawk.
I can
Hello.
tell.
I'm searching for magical weapons.
Magical weapons? What kind of magical weapons?
Magical weapon that can capture the moon.
I'm not yet aware of a weapon that does that. Though if you find one, I'm very intrigued to see something like that. Which moon are we talking about? The big round one or the one that glows very brightly?
The real one.
The bright one.
The bright one.
Bright one! That's a little harder. Or easier. Depends on how you're trying to capture it. In visage and image, it is brightest even on a cloudy day, so it might be much easier. Not the point! Welcome! I don't have anything like that. But other magic weapons, those I may be able to, of course, find if we have them. For a fee, of course.
Do you have one that captures the heart of a volcano?
Heart of a volcano. I might have some flowers somewhere.
What?
Oh no.
You want to capture somebody's heart? They're flowers, generally.
Of a volcano?
You might need a ring.
The one true ring?
No, a
Oh,
diamond.
God.
Who are you? What do you want? Turns straight to Aranwe. Ooh, elf.
Well, my thing is something easier. It doesn't need to be magic.
He
I'll pull up.
starts climbing up your clothing to
Aye.
get to about your head height.
Okay, I'll pull out one of my arrows. It's like this, more of this.
Starts messing with your ears, feeling the point.
Okay,
Elf!
but about the arrow, yeah.
Right, arrows! Yes, I have plenty of those. Sell a lot. Don't sell a lot. Buy a lot. Keep thinking maybe somebody wants them. Nobody ever does, but you do. What elf? She'll want to talk to you, I think. You'll want to talk to Villia. Villia will want to talk to you.
Okay, I'll talk to Villia.
Back room. Shoo. She'll sell you the arrows. Shoo.
Okay, I'm surprised no one wants to
Pops
buy
down and begins
arrows.
pushing like lower back butt area to try to get you to the back room.
Okay, I'm going
Spins
to the back
to
room.
Yeah, Aran, there's one doorway that you didn't come through that he's kind of pushing you through, and you had three.
Please don't push me into the back rooms. Okay.
Never. We'll get to you in a moment. But you want magic weapons. Specifically weapons or any magic item?
Magic weapons specifically.
Alright, that's easy enough. I think I have one round here. It's a glaive, I believe.
What does it do?
Well, in theory, and he runs up to a wall, starts climbing. You notice, like, there are weapons, like, displayed on the wall with these kind of metal tacks that stick in and then, you know. But there are also a lot of metal tacks that are just there. And you begin to realize, oh, it's so he can start climbing up them and get to higher things. As he is just climbing these metal tacks, grabs a glaive, and just leans back and falls to the ground with it. It is like on his throat, and he cannot lift it.
I trot over and pick it up.
He is still holding it, so you lift him as well. Oh, thank you!
Yeah, to face it.
Right, so, theoretically, it was said to have been, thrust backward in time from a very grim future. And the glaive is, as you can see, very strange metal. Taps on it, and indeed, the glaive is crafted from this strange green. It feels like iron. It looks like iron, but it, for the most part, but the color's off. But, this blade strikes at the mind of those it wounds as well as the body. Some say...
I'll take it.
Oh, wonderful! Wonderful, wonderful! That'll be, one moment. Is that all you want?
Yeah, I don't think I need anything else. Besides, I mean, I have enough rations for a 5-day trip. We should come across another village within that time, probably. I have a couple things in my bag that should do well. I have my magic mushroom. I don't know, Ronway, can you think of anything else we might need?
I got pushed to the back room.
Where did Ronway go?
The back room! He went to talk to Vilya!
What other things might I need for adventuring? I think I'm okay, actually.
Well, it depends on how much you want to carry. I have a bag of holding that's very nice. I have many arrows that work very well in the dark. Not so much in the light. They kind of fall apart when they hit the sun. Who knew?
I can't use... how much is the bag of holding?
So, we want a bag of holding and the glaive, yes?
Sure.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That will cut costs or raise them accordingly. Did I put anything in here? Sticks his head in the bag of holding. And then falls into the bag of holding.
No! I grab the bag of holding, hand in, pull goblin, and pull out.
Roll wisdom real quick.
Oh,
no.
jeez.
What weird magic trick is this?
5.
5. So
Oh, wait, wisdom?
wisdom.
I have a +2 in wisdom. 7.
Perfect. You get the exact item, but it takes a while, or you get a similar item of my choice, but it takes a moment.
You pull a rabbit out.
You find a gerblin.
Similar goblin? No, I want the same goblin.
Okay. You want squawk. So it takes you a bit, you find something, pull it out, that's not the right goblin.
Wrong goblin. Back in. Wrong goblin.
You find his cousin Squeak.
You find one that's like very small, like its mouth takes its entire head pretty much. That's not right. You pull it out again, it's the same thing, but you're somehow holding 2 of them. Put it back, but eventually you do pull out Squawk. Wow, it's dark in there.
Squawk, you could have been lost forever.
Oh! Well, anyway, that and the glaive, and anything else? Rations, food, water.
No.
All right. 1, 2, 2, plus the saving my life twice bonus. No, we'll call it 150.
All right, done.
Wonderful. Let me just package that up for you. Tries to pick up the glaive, falls off the counter.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
A bag of holding. Thank
they're
you.
yours.
Put
Let me
that
stay down
there.
here for a second.
Yeah. Do you want to be on the counter?
Nah, here's fine.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the wrong way.
Sling the glaive over my back.
You got pushed into the back rooms. You hear Squawk doing what his name implies he would do in the front room with Indomitus.
Yeah.
You enter a very different room, where the first room was brightly lit and filled with strange items, basic items, just what you'd expect, and then maybe a little more. This room, it almost seems like you've just entered another cave. But one patch of lichen glows seemingly as bright as the sun above. And in the dead center of this place is a tree. A living, growing tree.
Can I remember what the goblin said the name was?
Vilya.
Vilya? Okay, I'm gonna go I'm going to ask the trees, like, are you a Vilya?
It technically is not. But I am. And you turn, and what you didn't see is there are still mushrooms growing in this place. Especially close to the building. And sitting atop one of them is a woman, seemingly skin of bark with vines and other plant growth for clothing. Long green hair with flowers growing in several places. And inquisitive amber eyes that seem to smile at you as wide as her mouth does.
How does a tree thrive down here? So deep in a cave.
It shouldn't, right? Rare magics. A bargain made long ago with one who would see it thrive.
Wow. Okay, I ran my trace to regain his composure. Yeah, like pull out one of the arrows. Had before. It's like I was told by the goblin up front that
As arrows you want. Either of us can technically sell them, though elves down here are rare. At least of the non-dark elf variety.
yeah, that's why I'm looking for a bit of a break on the surface. But I need to be equipped.
Of course, of course. You head to the surface. May I do not mean to pry, but do you happen to seek a temple?
What sort of a temple?
She nods, your answer seeming to confirm something for her. You'll know it. That's all she said. That someone would come. They would be seeking a temple. And my time would be near when they do.
What does that mean? Your time would be near? I don't mean you any harm.
No, and I don't think she implied that you would be the problem. Just she could keep my tree alive with her gifts. But as all life, this would be temporary. And I'd know the end was coming when an elf seeking a temple came and spoke to me.
Yes, I'm one of the few who seek a temple, but what would cause the end? Is it something inside the temple?
She would not tell me more. If it
Who
is
is she?
a beautiful creature. I would call her a goddess, though I don't think she sees herself as such. Not Mieliki, though I thank her blessings as well for allowing this to occur. But Pelor's light, as you know, does not reach this far down. So others must do the work. But let us not talk of the negatives, of the bad, of the coming. You wish to be prepared as you go. I have what you seek. I've been making them ever since she told me. May they serve you well. She grabs a bunch of bundles, including several bundles of elven arrows and regular arrows.
What are they made out of?
A bundle of arrows, mostly wood, though you do see some of stone. Elven arrows, all wood. You think she carved these from parts of the inner part of the trees, rather than just branches that happen to fall.
Yeah, I'm in amazement at the arrows. Like, where'd you find the materials for these? Like, kind of gestures to the tree.
She needs to be pruned every once in a while for her to be a good home for me. And if we are fated to fall, then I'd rather she give something to leave behind in the memory of someone else.
How much?
Depends on how many you need.
Well, I mean, how much?
A coin for
And
each of the normal bundles.
how many are there in a bundle?
3 each. For the elven craft, they come with 4. Generally, they cost 20 coins. For you, I will sell them to 15.
Yeah, I think he sold on the elven arrows because it's been so long since he's seen a tree. He just kind of amazed. It's 15 for a bundle of 3.
15 for a bundle of 4 elven arrows.
A 4. Oh,
And I do have plenty of bundles.
okay. See how many I have now. Not many. If I 15. If we say 4 bundles for 60?
More than fair.
This is honestly the last thing I expected to find down here. Is it a secret?
Yes and no. We don't advertise its presence. just in case, I'm sure you've been told, I'm sure you've realized if you have this reaction to me and what is uncommon down here. For it to be growing like this, others may try to take advantage of that. Squawk never did.
I understand. Is there anything I can do, like from what you've seen, to help preserve this? I don't want to anything that I do to bring about the end.
We don't know that you bring it. I just know that my time comes. That could be anything from invaders, earthquakes. Perhaps you are responsible and perhaps you are not. I beg of you, don't let my words burden you. I do not say them to burden you. I say them so that maybe you will try harder to remember us. Then we are gone.
I grasp the bundle of arrows. It's like admiring the craftsmanship.
They are very well made, even for elven arrows. Like, elven arrows have, like, a slightly higher quality to them. These look like it took months to years to create even one.
Thank you. This'll ensure our mission's a success. Not a doubt in my mind.
May I ask your name?
Did they gave me? Yeah, they gave me theirs, right?
Philia.
Iranway.
If you're asking something to ease the burden, if not prevent the problem. She wanders over to the tree, and you watch as a flower begins to grow there. And she plucks it gently. May I?
Of course.
Walks over to you and affixes it in your hair in such a way that it'll stay. You would probably have to jump into lava for this flower to come to harm or to leave your hair.
Mm-hmm.
With the way she affixes it. Cynthia Chaosium. A beautiful specimen.
It is. When we're back from a mission, I'll come check for you.
Let it see the world. And when you're done with your mission successfully, plant it elsewhere.
I will.
She just kind of presses her forehead to yours for a second. Pulls away, smiles, and returns to her tree, being absorbed into the bark, as all dryads are.
Wow.
With that, you hear a very loud thump from the main room, and the loudly declared words of, "I'm gonna stay down here for a bit." I'm fine. This is fine.
I'm gonna chuckle and turn around with a bundle of elven arrows. Walk out towards the front.
With that, the group is able to reconvene. For sake of expediency, Sai, you are able to get your staff repaired. Costs about, we'll say, 2 gold. You can do more shopping if you wish, but I think we're going to call tonight's here. As you have been tricked, but perhaps you were doomed to it to begin with. And if the magic bucket is right, you've got a world to save. But as you all come back together, the screen flickers and everybody has to drink because of James.
Can't I just for once choose to dehydrate?
You could dehydrate.
But not,
That is an option.
not on my
Once.
Jeff, I dare you to dehydrate right now.
He already drank, no dehydrating. He already hydrated. Anyway, the film begins to spin, as this roll too seems to have finished. Celeste sighs heavily, both at the prospect of another hunt through this God's forsaken library, but also at the scenes she's seen. At Aranwe and Villia. At Indomitus's perhaps exhaustion with, but still fond helping of Squawk. Of Pudine being tricksy against an old woman, and Sai still paying what she was actually supposed to. Which, Celeste admits, put in that position, she might have done what Pudine did. She has her notes on each of you. She has a lot of halalalalalalas, but at least she actually spelled Citizen Dr. Eloise Mahernblur this time. She wants you all to succeed in whatever's happening. Her work's forgotten. Or at least the reason she came here was. All she wants now is to see what happens to all of you. And if that means finding the next chapter in this goddamned library, then so be it. And that is where we end our game. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the halalalas, the chaos, the trickery of certain wood elves.
Still convinced he's a devil.
I promise you he is not, but gods did he learn from one.
Here we go on the MacGuffin adventure to start all future MacGuffin adventures in Quelmar.
Yeah. Welcome to prehistory. We're responsible for your continued existence and adventures.
Magic bucket. Magic bucket.
That should be the title of the next session, The Adventures of the Magic Bucket.
Yes.
Yep. Actually, I like my quote. I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Welcome to prehistory. We're responsible for all of your adventures.
I can't believe we had to find 4 items to save the world.
Technically, only 3.
We have a blessing already.
Well, you have a connection to a god. You're probably going to want to actually confirm that blessing at some point.
Gonna want to confirm the halala.
GG easy.
But yeah. Before I start doing that, we should start with the end of session notes.
Yeah.
Because
All right,
I'm
that thing.
sure you all want more experience.
Please.
What more do I need?
I don't know. So, first things first. Your alignments. Did anybody fulfill their alignment tonight?
No. Oh, wait, actually, yes! Yes, I did. I defended someone who was weaker than me.
You did defend Squawk. I will give that to you.
I can't believe it, but I did it.
Squawk is a
So-
basket case.
How much XP to get to a new level?
7 plus your current level.
Okay, and then do you like reset the counter to what, 0?
You don't reset. So if you were level 4 before this session,
Yeah.
they leveled up. Spoiler alerts, y'all. You would subtract 11 from whatever amount you had. So if you were at 13, you subtract 11. You still have 2 experience at level 5.
I'm gonna go to 0 because I really have no idea. Like, I lost track of the math.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too. Once I hit 11, I go to 0.
Eloise
But
has
I
also
just-
hit 11, so it's quite possible, Poudine, that you were actually at 11.
Okay, and then I feel like that prophecy thingy was discovering something about a magical mystery,
I'll allow it.
right? Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
That sounds
pretty
right.
significant.
Aranway or Sai?
Well, I endeavored. I agreed to help an animal or spirit of the wild. I haven't technically done it yet.
I'm
Right,
going
with
to
the
say
flower.
you did.
Oh, okay.
Because, listen, endings are a part of life. She now knows when her ending is coming, which means she can do everything in her power to either prevent it, which, you know, we all know how well averting prophecies go when it's prophesized to happen. Cough, cough, Oedipus, and all of that. All of Greek mythology. But she can also make the most of the time she has now. She can get affairs in order. And you did agree to help in other ways. So I'm going to allow it, Aranway.
Okay. Thanks. You're a great lawyer.
Sai?
I don't think so. I mean, mine is endanger yourself following the precepts of your church or god.
You have
Um,
yet to endanger yourself.
I was gonna say,
There
Yeah,
was
no.
no risk. Actually, no, I am going to allow it because you just agreed to a very dangerous quest. You are bound to a very dangerous quest in order to gain secrets that Rian himself has told you. You're not supposed to know.
all right, that's fair.
All right. So, after that, questions. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yeah,
Don't trust redheads.
it's going to
Wow.
implode.
Indomitus, what was that?
It's going to implode.
Yeah, that one. That's important. That's kind of important to know.
I guess so.
You get 1 experience for that. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
No.
I feel like we lost.
You're
We
in a
lost
shopping
to an
lose.
insurmountable enemy.
I feel like this was a shopping episode. So
This was a shopping episode.
Yeah.
Did we loot a memorable treasure?
I got what I can imagine is the violation glaive
Oh yeah, that's the violation glaive.
and a bag of holding.
And a magic bucket.
And a magic bucket!
You know, I wasn't gonna say yes with the violation glaive and the bag of holding because you just bought magic items, but I'm gonna allow it for the bucket.
Yes,
You paid
the
good money for
bucket!
that bucket.
It's not magic, but gods, it's memorable. If somebody doesn't put something related to the magic bucket in the quotes of Qualmar channel, I'm going to be very disappointed in all of you.
Nah.
After that, look at your bonds with each other. Have any of them changed? Have any of them resolved as they are?
Wait, so how many like group XP did we just?
You got 2 from the questions. All 4 of you fulfilled your bond, so each of you got 3 from that.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So we're
1
on
from
3.
that, so you're up to 3. So
Okay, cool.
I should clarify.
Got it.
Oh,
we're on bonds.
And now you're looking at your bonds. Did any of them change?
No.
They don't have to.
Hmm.
You can also look at these throughout the week and message me if you feel they have. But if not,
I'd say with Poudine, maybe. Poudine has no respect for nature, so I have no respect for them. Poudine has no respect for nature, but they have an understanding of the world. Like, they have a perspective to offer that I don't know.
you can change your bond to that with her in that box, and you get an experience for it.
Yeah, I say Poudine has no respect for nature, but they have respect for something.
You can figure
Yeah,
out
but-
how to word it, but it seems like it's changed enough that yes, I'm going to allow you to get experience for it and change it.
They have some valuable insight about the world. That's what I write.
I also had the elf is keeping an important secret from me. I'm not sure if talking about the Medusa shape shifting is a secret. Like,
He
if that
didn't
would be
tell it to
considered.
anyone else. Does it change?
That's,
Does it change that? Do you think that's the one? Does Poudine think?
I don't
my
think that's the,
relationship is
the
changed?
secret. No, there would be another secret. Okay.
Let me rephrase. Does Aranwe telling you about the Medusa change the dynamic? Does the secret he's not telling you matter as much as what came out of him telling you the Medusa?
Probably more. Probably more if he was willing to reveal that and not the other thing.
Okay. Then yeah, it's still there.
Okay.
All right then. Indomitus, Sai, Benny.
Not this time around.
All right then. Easier stuff. Any plugs for the coming weeks? Anything we want to share?
Yeah, give us a follow or a subscribe or some cheers if you enjoyed this stream. We appreciate any and all support you can give us. Really, it is wonderful. I love when I see the subscriptions and the follows go up. We did just hit 500 followers a couple weeks ago, so that's really exciting. And we'd love to get our subscriptions up as well, so that would be great. Besides that, QuelmarCon stuff. There's a fundraiser happening. Check out the Discord and Facebook for updates on the QuelmarCon fundraisers.
There is a fundraiser on Saturday. I don't know if it's too late to sign up for it or not, because it's literally in 2 days.
Tell us
but
about it
that's,
anyway, because it's coming up.
Yeah, that's if you're into the Greedy Green, the community campaign in Pennsylvania. It's with $25 to participate. I think that's our first fundraiser for QuelmarCon 2023.
It is.
Yeah, and bring a bunch of dollar bills because they're doing fundraisers there as well. You can buy like fun in-game items and other sort of things. And then there will be a game next week. What was John running next month? Is the fundraiser?
Yes. I have to check the wiki because that's my only source of scheduling anymore. But yes, there are other campaigns. If you're new to this, first of all, welcome. Don't know how you ended up here first, but I'm glad you're here anyway. Yeah. So, as they said, Road to QuelmarCon 2023, the Into the Greedy Green fundraiser is this Saturday. This Sunday, I believe, and if James is actually listening, he can clarify or not. Another one, Bites the Dice, goes again. Cyberpunk
That's
is the
it.
game John, I can talk, it's fine, guys, is running in a couple weeks on the 13th. But yeah, another one bites the dice on Twitch this Sunday. You should watch it or not. I'm not your mother. I can't make you do anything. First class next Wednesday.
Yes.
Pudding.
I don't know. It's up in the
Erica?
air.
Oh, yes, it is next week on Wednesday. Yep, you're right.
Ooh, I'll be watching.
And then next Thursday, we're back.
Yeah.
So, and we will have our illustrious citizen doctor. So,
Of course.
we will have all of the proper halalas. Anyone got any?
No, just
Yeah.
the goal is to have a fundraiser every month for QualmarCon. So stay tuned for future updates beyond October.
Yeah. Keep staying tuned for updates on Gorgeous Gamer Guys. We've gotten a request to play the new Dead by
Hooked on
Daylight
You.
dating sim.
Yeah.
So check that out. Will be happening at some point. We'll let you know. Also, check out our YouTube. This stream will be up on YouTube in a few hours. After this, we will also have the replay on our Twitch for a couple weeks as well, if you want to rewatch any parts of it.
Or if you're Sadie and missed the entire session. Guess
Yes,
who has homework?
Sadie, you should watch this.
Sadie, if you made it to this part, you did it. You get experience.
Yay!
Just tell me pineapple and you're good.
Awesome.
Nobody tell her that.
No. Gosh, no.
Secret pineapple.
Last thing I will announce, and I will announce it at the beginning of next stream as well, we are putting in point rewards, point redemptions for this stream that we are very vague about and tell you very little about, but if you want to know what they do, maybe spend some points on them.
We know that Jeff isn't the only one who has points out there.
Literally can't be. James is here even if he's not mentally here. We know this.
Let me check. How many points do I have?
Also,
we're
last
not going to
thing.
say out loud.
If you are going to Spookapalooza Part 3, it's annual now, and wish to run a game, make sure you message Alyssa by the 1st. So by our next game next week. If you're watching this next week and you didn't and want to, well, you failed. Sorry.
Good job, you messed up.
I thought you were going to say if you're going to be at Spookapalooza and wish to pick me up from the airport.
Well, that too. But I'm not going to advertise that. All right, that's it for me. What do we say at the end of the games?
Roll them dice, dog.
Keep them rolling.
Keep them rolling.
Just keep rolling the dice.
Keep
Merry Christmas.
roll.